I do different models every week.
Every week?
Yes.
Me and you should have been friends a long time ago, man.
Why?
I mean, look, if the president can be in a room with models and be grabbing coochie and ass and not getting in trouble,
Oh Lord.
I'm doing it long before him.
What?
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to Gvtv. That's right, it's your boy RL, aka Moan. I'm here with my man DJ PRS1. Again with the California thing and the lovely Savanya. How you doing, Savanya?
Hello, I'm doing good. Thank you.
So Tommy, I want you to let everybody know what we're doing this evening.
So we are discussing relationships. So one of our topics is starting off is why is the word submission is taken out of context between men and women in a relationship. That's one of the questions. So we have two guests here tonight. We got Ms. Jada. We got Mr. 7 p.m. So I'm gonna turn it over to you, Mr. 7 p.m. I'm gonna let you let us know what you do, introduce yourself, tell us what you got going on, and we're gonna go over to you, Miss Jada.
Ladies first. Let Miss
right.
Jada go first. Ladies first. Ladies first.
Okay, you're right.
All right.
Go ahead, Miss Jada. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So everything on here, y'all. I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yep. So my name is Jada. I go by J Aura. It's like my other persona. I make candles. I sing. I do a little bit of modeling, and I act the fool on YouTube. So that's what I do.
All right, let us know where they can find you.
Oh yes, you can find me at J Aura, JAYAURA 007 on Instagram. You can check out my website, jaurabydesign.com.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Logan, Mr. PM.
Yeah, it's your boy 7 p.m. I am an artist. As you can see right here, you can go download my new single Bad Bad on all streaming platforms. I'm also Snake in the new movie Catching a Body coming to Netflix at the end of this summer. Make sure you look out for that. And yeah, I do a little help with the marketing on the side, but make sure you go stream Bad Bad on all platforms. And thank you guys for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So, like I said, we're gonna start off with why is the word submission is taken out of context between men and women? You want to go first, Miss Jada?
I mean, y'all go first. It's interesting because I consider myself to be a submissive woman, but it's taken out of context with anybody, with everybody it seems, because I'm in the LGBT community. You know what I'm saying? I usually date women. Masculine women take it out of context too. Men take it out of context because I feel like when you use the word submissive, it automatically comes to people's mind as weak or like a servant, a subservient type person. And it's not necessarily that to me, you know, or to a lot of people in the community who identify themselves as like a submissive person. So.
Great, great. How about you, Mr. 7 p.m.?
I have a few perspectives on this actually. I think that a lot of people allow their emotions to become the standard for how they communicate and interact with people. And when I say that, I mean we as a people, I think not just Black people, but as people entirely, I think that we've become very soft when it comes to using the dialect in which we grew up on, right? Secondly, I think that a submissive in the regards of what I know it is to be very strong, especially when you're in the community of bondage and things of that such, which I don't know whose viewers is on what level, so I don't want to say too much. I don't know the platform in which I'm on. However,
Speak your mind, sir. Speak your mind.
All right, say what you gotta say. We're uncut, unfiltered. So say what you gotta say.
I can use curse words.
Limited and beginner. Yeah.
Okay, so I just want listen. I asked first before I just get out here and
Yeah.
but
Fuck it, go for it.
fuck it, go for it.
Right. You ain't meet that dude like that, right?
So when you're talking about a submissive, right?
Right.
I think that when I say I have multiple, and I say that we are kind of weak and minded. I think that men have become very dependent on, or not dependent, have relinquished a lot of what it is that they are known and are supposed to be doing as men, and allowed themselves to do the bare minimum for their woman and then expected the world from them. You get what I'm saying? So I think that in order to understand what it is to be a submissive and to understand the definition, I believe that we have to come and understand the definition of a dominant and understand that if you're going to be dominant in your relationship, that means you have to lead. And if you want someone to submit, you have to lead all the time. You can't pick and choose when it is that you want to lead. And that's just how I feel about it.
So that question.
Oh, that was me. I was clapping. I was clapping.
I can't see you, but okay.
Yeah, I was clapping.
So what you gotta say?
Who, me?
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to say anything this week, man. He said enough for me. I'm good. No, I agree with him. See the word submissive. When people hear it, they think the absolute worst, especially women, and it's an act. It's you got to be disciplined. It comes with so many different areas. Like he said, men today, they want a submissive woman, but you got to be a leader. You got to be that king. You got to be that head of the household. You got to bring something to the table, and more than just a hard dick. You dig what I'm saying?
There
Right.
you go.
And you got to be able to do your thing. At the same time, a woman, a real woman, a woman who want to be submissive to her mate, she already understand what that word means, and she know what she is looking for in a man or a woman. She know what she's looking for. So
absolutely,
those two individuals, they're not going to have any problems. The problems that people have out here, those are individuals who play house, and they play house all through their 20s and their 30s, and they expect to see some kind of change in their 40s. But if you don't know what you're looking for, then you're not going to get what you deserve. But if you, at the same time, if you don't work on yourself, like it's not easy to be submissive to a man.
No,
because you can't be submissive to every man. Every man is different. Just because your boyfriend 10 years ago, he liked pancakes 8 o'clock in the morning, the next boyfriend probably don't even want to eat breakfast at all. So, and that's just to say, you got this two different people, two different kind of men. You can't be submissive to everybody. And that's why you got a lot of broken women out here, as well as broken men, because you gave yourself to so many different people who didn't deserve you being submissive to them. I'm all for it, and I think it needs to come back. But at the same time, I blame the men. You got so many dudes out here today looking to live with a woman. Bae, I got you. Look, I'll get up early in the morning. Dude can't get up early to go to work, but he'll get up early to drop your ass off to work in your car, then come back to the house, play 2K, eat up your kid's snack, then go see the side bitch and chill with her until it's time to pick you up. Oh, by the way, he picked you up late. And the only time he pick you up early or on time is when you're getting your check, when you're getting paid on Thursday.
That's
so
right.
It goes both ways. It goes both ways, but it's not a bad word. I like the word because I know at the end of the day, if I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, she's going to, in return, show me how a king is supposed to be treated. At the same time, actually be in the presence of a queen. So I'm good with it.
Absolutely. I think that just to expand on what he was saying, I think that women, like a lot of women, have been so used to doing things on their own that when they get with a real man, it's kind of like, all right, well, I hear what you're saying, and these men have told me they want to do this, and I see you doing it, but I don't know how long you're going to do it for, so I'm just going to be prepared just in case. And when as a man, you know, and you see your woman going through that, it's like, sweetheart, you know, I love you, but as a man, I'm not gonna let you run me. And who you talking to? And in that situation, you know, I gotta know that whatever I decide to do as a man, I'm responsible for backfiring or it producing on her as well. So you got to be willing to take that as in consideration, that you're not just responsible for yourself, you're responsible for her as well.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Right.
But you know, even if a woman is submissive, though, it doesn't mean she necessarily needs to be taken care of. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, like it takes a strong woman to be submissive. So I feel like defining the word a little bit might help. And I think that might be relative depending on who you're talking to. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody has a different view of what that really means. You know, because even outside of the bedroom, because that's another thing. When you say submissive, people naturally think that you want to get with a whip and, you know what I'm saying, hung by your nipples or some shit. And it's not always like that. You know,
yes.
You know, like for me, I feel like it means maybe I want to have a plate ready for you when you get home, or I want to make sure things are clean and make sure I'm presentable when I'm with you because I'm representing you. You know what I mean? That type of thing. But if you're not, if a man or anyone for that matter, to be honest, if the masculine person is not feeling secure within themselves, then the you're gonna have that submissive person holding you both up. You know what I'm saying? So if the man, if as we talk about, you know, a man and a woman, if the man is, you know, not really putting forth any type of extra effort or doesn't really have ambitions, goals, no dreams, like y'all can't build nothing together, then I'm not gonna want to cook nothing for you if you hardly doing anything. I feel like that's what y'all are saying too, you know what I mean? But I feel like it just goes with the submissive thing, like it can go so deep. Like really, I feel like a submissive woman, you can gain so much from her. Like she could be a ride or die, a team member, a member on your team that will have shit on lock that you ain't even know you needed on lock.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, girl.
You know what I'm saying? But like you gotta like homeboy was saying, I forgot his name. I'm so sorry.
7 p.m.
7
p.m.
You can call me 7. You ain't gotta give the whole PM. I could just be 7.
My connection keep going in and out. I don't know if y'all realize that, but there's some stuff I was like missing. I was mad. But like just like you were saying, you have to bring something to the table as a man too if you really want a woman to like fully be your team member like that, which I think is what submissive is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, y'all said a lot. Y'all said a lot. Y'all covered a lot. I don't even have nothing to say on that.
See, actually, it's crazy because this topic is actually very, like, it can go really deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I actually, when I read it.
Right. The only thing I can say is I do agree with everybody that had something to say about that. And I do agree. I feel like this for myself. A lot of men that I meet, they think that I'm very dominant as a person, and I'm like that for a reason. But when I'm with a man that I know that can take care of stuff, they'll see that other side of me. They'll see, you know, me fall back and do the things. And I'm a very submissive person when it comes to a man that's doing what they're supposed to do. You know, like she said, you have a woman that's going to have your back and take care of you and give you things you don't even think you need. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, I mean, I know that I am one of them people. It's just that I haven't met anybody that can, that met that standard is what I'm saying. Yeah.
I'm glad you said that. Stacy said
she ain't met nobody to get them snacks.
Absolutely not. We got Stacy. Stacy said if a man is insecure about himself, it will not work. And that's what it is. At the end of the day, if you man, look, you can't even be with a strong woman today if you insecure.
Right.
Absolutely not.
Right.
But
and
you
that's
also
one of the questions. Like, why are men seem to be afraid of a strong-minded woman?
Please let me go first. Please let me go first.
Ding, ding, ding! You tagged in.
Right.
Now.
Oh Lord, let me hold my seat.
Please get comfortable.
Hold it. This is why men I ain't gonna say we're afraid, you know, but we keep on, we keep our eyes and we scouting because them strong. I hate to do this, I really do. These look, that's
Bad shit. Talk
strong.
your shit. What you tell me?
That's strong, dominant. I can do this shit by my. That shit is fucking played.
Out.
It is played. It is so
It went
tired.
over the watch.
It is so tired. And look, I'm gonna tell you why it's tired. First of all, you got a lot of good brothers out here who all they want to do is meet a good woman and have a family, settle down, all that stuff. You come across these strong women, it's like, you know, I don't need a man. I can do all this by myself. I pay my bills. I got this house by myself. I got my car. Look, my credit is 750. I don't give a damn about all of that. Because at the end of the day, if you 32 years old and you single, it ain't all those men's problem. Yo, you the problem. You 32 years old and you single. But it's all, a man can't handle me. A man can't handle this. He can't think. I'm a strong woman. No, baby. You the problem. There's a difference between strength and ignorance. Big
Absolutely.
Big difference. A real man is going to know your strength without you opening your mouth and keep patting yourself on the damn back.
I was going to say
Absolutely.
If all that, and we got so many women, and I hate to say it, it's our black women. You can't tell them nothing. They are. It doesn't matter how much they make a year. They can make $27,000 a year. I'm doing it. I got this. I got
why
that.
Why do you think that is, though? Why do you think that is? Do you know what black women have had to go through?
Can I say something? Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Because black women do this, right? But I'm not about to bash black women because I love my woman is black and I love black women. And it's
my
not
woman
all
black too. I'll bash the shit out of.
And it's not just like a. The thing is there's been a disconnect in what it means to be a man and woman because there's an understanding as equal that there's equality now, right? And as a strong man, the last thing you want to do is offend your woman by making it seem like you're doing something for her that she may not have needed you to, but that you wanted to. And it's like, well, I just wanted to go out and get you this. And now it's like, well, I could have got this myself. Well, boo-boo, if you by yourself, then be by yourself. Now, the thing is, on what you were just asking, Miss Jada, the reason why we understand that black women go through so much. We understand that black women are the catalyst and crutch of the families that have always been. However, the issue that I would have with a black woman in that same situation is that when she goes outside, she is the nicest person to her white boss. When she comes home, I will not take the brunt of what it is that you had to face at work with a smile because I am a black man living in America, and every day I step outside of my front porch, my life is in danger. So I understand that you had a rough day and that your boss was an asshole to you, and he may be a misogynistic pig. However, you did not have to look over your shoulder 3 or 4 times, not even with the thought of maybe I'm in danger. Every day that a black man leaves his house, his life is in danger. And the fact that we live with that mindset, and it's not right. It pushes you on the depth of being clinically insane because you do the same thing expecting a different result. You would go outside expecting nothing to happen to you, but you still have to live with the prejudices of being a black man in America, period.
Is that brother had to look over his shoulder just now? You see that?
Right.
Because my girl was cleaning the potty, and I heard yeah. I was like, okay. I thought my son had peed in the pot, but I was like, my son not here. There's no way he peed in the pot. So I was trying to see the pot. You know what I mean? Things going on in the pot.
I hear what you're saying though, and I totally agree. I don't think it has to be like a who takes the most abuse contest. You know what I mean? But at the same time, that's all the more reason for especially black men and women to kind of work together. My point was, a strong woman can still be a submissive woman. And a strong woman doesn't necessarily mean that she's putting down her man or being boastful or bragging or does not care about the kind gestures that her man is trying to show her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand it's not all about finances, and chicks that do that, they on some other stuff. You feel me?
Right.
Like, I don't know. I can't speak for them, but because I love my partner, you know what I'm saying? I admit I haven't been with a man in a long time. I've been dating women for quite some time, but I feel like we still be going through very similar shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. In my world, it's different. It's masculine and feminine. But I, guys are cool. But anyway, I'm just saying. I don't think that all strong women are putting down their man or their partner.
And I don't believe that either.
I think that they, again, a team member, somebody who knows how to work with. So if you want a strong team member, she's gonna have to know how to get her own house.
Exactly.
She's gonna have to know how to build her own empire.
Right.
She's gonna have to be strong enough to know how to do shit on her own, so that when she gets with another man or whoever that knows how to do the same thing, they can both be a powerhouse.
Right.
That's what that should be.
I had met a older woman years ago, and she was talking to a room full of young women, which was myself, and she was telling us how much she made and everything. And she met her husband. Her husband's a little younger than her, and he didn't make as much money. So when she told the story of how she started being a certain way with him, so he can feel the way that he needs to feel as the leader or the head of the household. So we looking at her like what? Like, you're making all this and you're doing this? And it was a lesson in that. And one thing about me, I always listen and study and write down stuff that people say. And I still think about what she said to me about with the room, about how she had to become something else and not changing herself, but allowing him to become the man that he needed to be to run the house, and it didn't make her feel less than or weak or anything like that. She knew what she needed to do. And then she helped him build the empire together. So
Yes.
that's the thing.
Yes.
Sometimes you're going to come up against women that are strong. But like with myself, I know when to back down. I know when to step back. But I also know when I need to step forward. When I know I need to have his back, which is all the time. But sometimes men can't take that. I had somebody tell me I need a woman that's that a certain kind of way. And in my head, I'm like, it's only because you want to control that person. You should never want to have any kind of control over anybody but yourself. I don't want to have control. I don't want to control what you do, how you do it, when you say it, but my thing is, you just have to learn how to handle a certain kind of woman, just like a woman need to learn how to handle a certain kind of man when they come in their presence. And if you're not a strong individual, you're not going to do that. When you're weak or weak-minded, then you're not going to be able to take anybody that you think is going to be stronger than you or dominate over you.
Were we expecting anybody else? I got a Byron hanging in the rafters over here.
Oh yeah, I thought that I didn't know how this worked. So that was my manager. I told him to get on. I didn't know how
yeah, I mean, I can pop him on there. I'm pop him on there.
That's actually that's Sleep. Sleep's the president of the coalition DJs for the whole DMV.
Right. You should be signing in.
Is that the guy we talking to you on the phone?
Yeah. Yeah. He did tell me that he spoke to you. Yeah, and we're excited about doing that work with you too. Actually, just talking to him about. We can't wait for the show.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
He's connecting. We just wait for him to pop on.
Busy.
I try. Like y'all said, I'm trying to build an empire. Like I told somebody the other day, I'm trying. A business. I'm a business. I'm a walking
2021, we taking try out of our vocabulary.
Oh, you right.
You either build it or you did it.
We are doing it.
Right. Somebody that.
Yes.
You either built it or you do it or you did it. That's just how I'm carrying it going into 2020 and 2021.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm not playing with nobody. I'm coming for everything that I'm owed. And you should too.
Somehow he popped off. Yeah, he popped off. If he tries to come on again, I'll put him through.
It's all good.
So the next question is.
Wait, before you go to that question, I think from my set, what I'm thinking of, like women, I think women want to be, well, I shouldn't say want. Yeah, most women want to be submissive, to be in a relationship, and I guess make a home for their family or whatnot. But there's not enough men out there, or everybody's going to jail. You know what I mean? So it's not, or they're not strong enough. Women are forced to be leaders. Guys don't want to, everybody on the hustle. Anybody trying to get educated. Most women are educated more than men.
That's true.
It's one of those things where women are forced to step up, to be the leaders. And yeah, most women want to be. I've known attorneys, lawyers, big, women who are in these things, and they're in relationships, and when they're leading in their field, and when they get home, they're submissive to their husbands. He's the leader at home. He's the boss at home, and I think women like to, it goes back to that biblical thing where men are made to be leaders. Most men, as the Bible says, we're supposed to lead the family to, the golden gates. And it's one of those things where I think also in the Bible, the woman is supposed to, lead with you. You know what I mean? It's to that.
It's definitely
my take on it.
It's definitely a joint venture.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's
It's
like
not.
business.
It's not 50-50. We both in this 100. And we going together.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
like I told Rome before. It's like we're driving a car. We're both. You're my co-pilot. And we're driving. When I get tired, you take over. Stuff like that. But we're gonna take these kids to heaven. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we go.
And I want to jump on, piggyback off what you said, DJ. See, this is what happened, and some might disagree. Women today, especially black women, it's about the percentage is incredible as far as education and their job, as far as how much they make a year versus their mate, right? And everybody wonder, like, what happened to the black man? Several things have happened to the black male over the last 40 plus years. Okay, and I hate to say it, but black women was used as a culprit. When the government went ahead and threw out all that welfare and women jumped on it, guess what? In order to have all that stuff, you couldn't have a man in the house legally.
That's right.
And then you turn around, you got generation after generation. You got grandma to daughter trickling down. And what happened? Well, I don't need a man in the house because I got this house. I got this money. I got food stamps. And along the line, the need for a king in the household is no longer needed like before. You take a look now. You have women out here who automatically, the first thing they think of when they get pregnant at 20 and 21 is, I need to go get some food stamps. I need to see if I can get some money. I got to get my name on that housing list. That way I can have my house within 2 years. They're not even thinking about, well, me and Slim together, maybe we should build together. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's just the mental on both sides. But from the late 70s, when they installed social services and women jumped on it, that was the beginning of the downfall of the black male, but all men. So the importance of the male over the last 40 years, it just haven't been there. It haven't been there. That's why you got so many women out here with 3 and 4 different baby daddies. It's just not important. It's not important to them. And when I'm not just talking about black women, white women, of course, have 3, 4 baby daddies too. But the importance of the right man being with me is just not important. This dude is good for right now. Practice safe sex. What's that? Pull out. Oh well.
But that goes back on us too as black men. You know what I mean? The lack of fatherhood in black men is tremendously down. You know what I mean? I think that it's imperative that we teach our daughters that getting attention from a man is not the most important thing that you want from him. You get what I'm saying? And as for me, I'm not attracted to the I can't say I'm not attracted. I don't go for the women that are, the weaves down their back, the extra coated makeup. I'm a naturalist.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? My girl, I love the natural. I love black. Like I love black. Like I love everything that is black. And it's not to say that I'm anti anything. I'm not, because I love everyone. And the reason why I love black so much is because if you track the timeline, is going off what you were saying, past the let's take it back to slavery times, right? If you take slavery and you look at how moms looked at their children and how they could not give them the love that they wanted to because of the situations that they were in, that hatred, that self-hatred stewed and transferred down generations.
How about that?
Mental health within our community is so important, and it is such, it is like the back burner of so much of what we do. It's not the catalyst of who we are, and that is what has been like deterring us. Is we're forcing ourselves to live in a community of people who are not for us and they're not us.
Right, absolutely.
That we have very limited information on who we truly are, because once you leave your habitat and then you move into a new habitat with different environment and different situations, the person that you were in your previous habitat is no longer who you are today. So when we were removed from where we were from, we're still trying to put the pieces together with a new board. We're on a whole new different board. We have evolved into different people. So no, we're not our forefathers who were brought here, and no, we're not the niggers that they have claimed us to be. But yes, we are a group of individuals who are lost and still trying to find their way. And once we get on track with understanding that it's us who has to educate us, Malcolm X says it. Malcolm X said it the best. He said, only a fool allows his enemy to educate his children. Wow. Once we get onto the concept of educating, self-educating, like right now, it's super imperative that we teach our kids. It's not a man versus woman thing. It's a lack of education thing. And on both sides, it's the lackluster of education of being a man, the lackluster of education of being a woman, but lackluster education of being a person, period. And understanding that your emotions as a man, as a black man, I just was able to tell, I'm able to speak to my woman about my feelings now, because I understood that the way that I was taught about feelings was wrong. That as a man, I can have feelings and I can feel okay with expressing them. At the same time, I will bust your ass if you think that you want to see me with the hand. You get what I'm saying? Like, as a man, I have to be able to say my pride is not bigger than me.
Right.
And since my pride is not bigger than me, and I understand that pride is an emotion, I'm able to educate my son on the things that I was miseducated on as a youth, so that he can make a better future. But also not just him, it's our kids' friends that we have to educate too. We got to get out of the mindset that that's not my son, or that's not my daughter, so that's not my problem. We were brought up on the idea and the concept that it takes a village to raise a child, and we lost our village, and we still have the children.
Go ahead.
But we ain't losing. What it is, people got too damn sensitive. Don't say shit to my kid. We just
There was a time where you could get your ass beat by the neighbor, and then still get your butt beat by your mama. Now I'm not saying that that was right, because it definitely was a lot of trauma that incurred from that. However, it's got to be an even medium between the two sides, and it's like one extreme to another. It's either don't talk to my kid or beat the shit out of my kid. No, how about we sit him down and talk to him and tell him that we care about him, and that we truly care about him. We understand that he or she wasn't given the best hand, but because we as a community are here, we're able to reshuffle his deck and give him the cards that he needs. You know what I'm saying? And that.
You see how you're young, you seem young, you're a black man, and you don't have the same ideas as black men did in the 70s and the 80s and the 60s. This is definitely a new time. Like, I have to disagree with a lot of what Ramon was saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, a lot of women, I ain't gonna say the women I know, but a lot of women, black women, are coming out with their own businesses right now, or they latching on to, they're creating communities. A lot of black men are helping to create new communities. You know what I'm saying? I've seen a lot of uprise. I've seen a lot of change.
Absolutely.
It is not jump on welfare anymore. Okay. It is create your own wealth. We are creating generational wealth. We are breaking bad habits. We are making a lot of changes and a lot of strides. You cannot continue to live in the past and expect different results if you're not opening your mind and paying attention to what's really going on. Because I know that was the case for a generation, but it's not the case now. Honestly,
Absolutely.
I feel like the scale is tipping for sure.
I am not my grandfather. I will weep your
Come
ass.
on.
And that's how
Right.
I feel in real life. Right?
Well, let me say this. Let me say this. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that, because I went ahead and I do look up things and do percentages and stuff like that. Today in our society, in our world, right? We are better than where we were.
Absolutely.
But still, we have an average 30% of Black women file for social services, whether it's money, food stamps, or housing, that make over $30,000.
That
But
make
that
over
goes back into what I
$30,000
was
a
saying,
year.
Mr. Ramon,
Over a
as
year.
a lack of education. Because if I know that as a woman, if you're educated, like the two ladies, the two women that are on this that are on here right now, they are very educated. The men that may come across, and I mean this with no disrespect, Miss Jada, when I say men that may come across you,
That's right.
the men that may come across these women are not the same men that will get an opportunity that will give an opportunity to make them, quote unquote, a baby mama. You get what I'm saying? And
But it
that's
goes
because
back to what you said about being properly educated. And
right.
This is what I say for the last 40 years. You see, our women, not all, but majority, the ones that have abused the systems, they were taught by their mothers.
That's true.
It was shown in the household.
That was true.
Before you even go outside the house, it
But
was
even
shown.
right, but even with that, even with what you said, they was taught by their mothers. Someone has to break the curse. You know what I mean?
And
Everybody can't continue to do what their mothers have done. It's a lot of things that my mother and my grandmother have done, but I was around, and then my mind, I didn't want to live a certain kind of life, and I didn't want that life for my children, and so I raised them differently than I was raised, so they can become the women that they are today. You know, they want to run their own business, and they want to one day become mothers and have children and raise a family, but also still building their business. You know, so my thing is you have to be strong enough to know what's going on in the back of you so you can guide what's in front of you. And if you're not strong enough to know that, you will constantly go down that same road that your grandmother, your mother, your great grandmother. You know, there's nothing wrong with learning from generation to generation, but when it's a problem, somebody has to break that curse somewhere. So
absolutely,
I understand what you're saying, because I'm around a lot of women that are dependent on welfare and public housing. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm around more women that want to build from themselves, education, mentally, spiritually, all that, you know, and this is the type of women. And that's why I was telling somebody the other day, sometimes we have to be the one to educate that person that don't have that kind of education. You got to be that example. We can't just always throw the baby out with the bathwater because we think it ain't our job. It is our job. It's our job to raise our community.
Absolutely. But it's also our job to make the change to go from Black people do this, Black people do that. We got to get out of the mindset of demeaning ourselves and uplifting ourselves, because it's not a majority of Black people who are on welfare. It's not a majority of Black people who are not in the house. So it's not all Black fathers are not in their children's life. We have fathers that are Black that are in their kids' lives. And we need to start speaking and highlighting that and making that the norm in our community and making it not okay to not be in the household anymore, because it's the systems that were in place then will not fly now, because we are very much more educated. We are much more self-educated. You have a lot more Blacks taking the time to go and investigate the information that they were told for so long. So it's imperative that we change our rhetoric and our dialect when it's coming to conversating with each other and start saying, hey, we are doing this. We are doing that. We are no longer living by the standards that we once allowed ourselves to. And if you continue to, I just said this the other day, Black men and women, we have to hold other leaders accountable for what they say. We can no longer let leaders go by and just fly off the tongue and just say anything anymore. We have to hold them to standards of saying, hey, that's wrong. What we're doing, what you're doing, what you're saying is wrong. And this is why it's wrong. And this is what may be better for you to understand, to help profess the word that you're trying to create in the minds of other people. And that's where we start, is by start using our words in a much better method to uplift each other than to keep holding on to those same bricks that have been weighing us down for so long and so many generations.
Amen.
All right, can we go on to the next question?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
This my type of conversation.
All right, so the next question is, who can adore more in a relationship between men and women, and who is more emotional in a relationship between men and women?
Men and men. Men and men.
You know what? I think the truth with that emotional thing is that both men and women are emotional AF, but only women tend to show it. And you know, everybody knows that it's proven that men have been taught and trained to not show emotion.
No. You cheat on a man, you gonna show it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Men do show it to a certain point, but it's also to a point of, if you I'm gonna use this as a business, right? And let's just say that we're in a business and not just in a relationship. As the leader of the business, I can't look flustered in front of the people that's following me. So I understand that as a concept, that if I'm leading the family, I can't be the guy that's like, oh my God, this guy is falling, right? But I can say, babe, listen, the sky is falling. This is what's going to happen. When this is over, I'm gonna need you. Because I know that when this is over, I'm going to go through a lot of bull. You going through a lot of bull. Listen, I got you right now. I'm gonna hold you together so that you can get through this with me. But when this is over and I fall to pieces, this is when I need you.
Right.
Right.
Like,
so that don't mean you're not emotional. You know what I'm saying?
Is,
you're not emotional. Men and women get equally emotional.
But that is emotional.
Just women show it differently than men.
Men do show it. It's just not in the midst of when they're going through it, is when they show it. Men show their emotion after it happens. And they show like, yo, like you may see a man like, and sometimes we do. Like you may we this one in the background, we go through this all the time. Yeah, they gave you a little ass. So,
she got me low.
Yeah, because I'm a big dog, and that's a little pup right there. You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? Yeah.
We're about to see him get real emotional.
So with me, I wasn't always that. This is the first relationship that I've been in that I was okay with telling someone how I felt, right? And
beautiful.
She made me feel comfortable,
right?
And me as a man, I am not the easiest man to deal with. I can tell you that right now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm Jamaican. I'm very crazy. I know that I'm very crazy, and I am. You know what? Don't do this to yourself, okay? All right. Okay. That's all. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry for being unprofessional here. Right? However, like, I had to, when I first came into the relationship, I had to express two things. I am not going to take responsibility for anyone else, for what anyone else did to you. I'm not going to take responsibility for what anyone else did to you. And but I will help you ease the pains that you went through. And two, I am not, when I say I'm not like most men, I am not in the sense of, I am, how do I want to put this? I believe heavily in polygamy. So, and I understand her background. I can't just jump in and say, you got to be ready to be with multiple women in order to be with me, or I'm going to leave. No, I have to say, hey, this is how I feel. This is what I want to know how you feel about it. Ramon, why you give me that look? Yo, why you give me that look?
I'm getting emotional.
I can't.
My man,
bro. But in order to have that honesty, you feel what I'm saying, with emotions, you have to put it out there. Now, as far as the question goes, both of them. Because men give women their share of bullshit and women give men their share of bullshit. And we both take it to a point that we cannot take it no more, or we're going to just, it's whether or not you love that person, it depends on the person as well. Because a lot of people's pain tolerance is different. And I say pain, I'm not talking about actual pain. I'm talking about when you're dealing with somebody that if you love them and you understand who they are, you're going to find that. You know what I mean? Just like,
and that's the endurance. That's the endurance part. You know what I mean? And I feel like you can say the same thing with the endurance, because some men can endure things that women can't, and vice versa. Some women can endure things that men can't. Where you done go?
You don't fade into black.
Right.
But I was trying to go find a t-shirt. Kind of hot.
It's all good.
This is the longest that I had a shirt on in the house in a long time. You know, I don't want to be respectful. I know what's going on here.
I think men and women both have high endurance. I think men and women both are highly emotional, but it's always going to be in different ways in different playing fields. Like, you know what I mean? It's like comparing apples to oranges.
I think women are man. This is gonna sound bad for men. Women are more emotional than men, because men we lack that emotion. Sometimes we lack that sympathy. So I think that's one of the things that hampers men in relationships. I know for me personally, as I've gotten older, I've been married for 10 years. We've been together 13 years. Okay. So as I've gotten older in our relationship, I've gotten more emotional. I got more needy in my old age. In the beginning, I wasn't that emotional. I told my lady I loved her and stuff like that. But as far as that, I guess I can answer your questions in 3 to 5 words. I'm not going through the whole spill, back when I was younger. Now I can answer your question and then go even further into answering the question and be emotional, like, well, baby, this is how I'm feeling. I wonder how you feel. I wonder how the kids feel. Gee, you call your mother-in-law, how she feel? What's going on? I mean, just things like that, but depending on what it is, because a lot of times men, we act out instead of show the proper emotion or speaking about it. For the most time, I'm honest with you, when a man who's not ready to speak on his emotions, a man who get emotional go cheat. Straight up and down. Man that get emotional, he going outside. You know what I'm saying? Because he's trying to get away from it. He's trying to find some comfort somewhere else. That way he ain't got to think about whatever is bothering him or causing a disturbance in the house. And that's real unfortunate. And that's why I say, look, don't be so fast to jump in these relationships. Everybody want to be with somebody, want to be loved, want to, tell somebody they care, or I did this for so-and-so. But if you're not ready, if you're not mature enough to handle a relationship emotionally, if you're not ready to open up to her or to him, then it's going to be hard. That's going to be hard. And men, we're so immature. We're so immature. And, I feel bad for the women out there. Because like I said, when we get emotional and we might not say anything, we might act out. And unfortunately for a lot of men, that means that we're going outside the house.
I agree but disagree with you, and I only with one part. And the only part I disagree with you is I think that men don't have an issue with sympathy, but I think we have an issue with empathy. I think we have an issue with connecting the emotions together and understanding how my feelings can make you feel a certain way, and it's okay, and that's how it's supposed to be. And now let's figure out why my feelings make you feel like that, and let's talk about it and see maybe it was just a miscommunication. and that's what we don't do. We understand that they're upset. We understand that, and we like, damn, that kind of sucks that she's upset, and I get that. So let me do something to make her feel better. But we don't take the second step to say, well, why? Why did she feel like that, right? So I know, like with my, I can only speak with, you know, off of either experience or I don't like to speak off of assumptions, right? So with us, we got to communicate. I'm on it. She on it. You know what I mean? Communication is key, and that's the first step of understanding, is being able to say, listen, this is how I feel. And you ain't got to explain to me right then and there how you feel, because how you feel right now may not be how you truly feel. That's just what your mind is telling you. So let's take some time. I'm going to walk away. You walk away. Let's reconvene and let's speak on it. But having that line of communication and being okay to communicate is like a undermined but most important step of your relationship. So instead of saying like, hey, I'm going to go step out because she getting on my nerves and I'm going to go mess with X, Y, and Z, you know, I understand like, hey, X, Y, and Z ain't going to keep my household as straight as, you know what I mean? And that's so important that we miss as men, not just black men, because white men, Spanish men, blue men,
especially white men. Especially white men. See, people tend to throw black men under, but white men are famous for being like, well, fuck it, bitch, and go fuck his receptionist.
Did you say go fuck his rich cousin?
Did
you say his first cousin?
No,
wow, that went left really quick. Huh? I'm not with none of that cousin fucking.
All of that comes from lack of emotional intelligence. That's all that is. Poor communication, no emotional intelligence, no, mental or emotional stamina. You know, just because you feel a little discomfort, your girl makes you a little angry, she hasn't talked to you or whatever, and you jump out there and go do something extreme. And like Ramon was saying, I actually agreed with something you said.
Something you said.
Bow, they up and act out. You know, they can be immature, and it's not. I feel like even like these strong men who seem like stand up community type guys, clean guys, they still react that way when they are upset. You know, when people are upset, they're a whole different person. So it's not these gutter, men who don't care. It'd be like good men, you know what I'm saying, who will get so emotional that instead of being intelligent enough to communicate it and deal with it, like you saying, walk away, come back, they'll jump out there and do something stupid. You know what I mean? Like emotional intelligence is completely different than street smarts or book smarts. And like he was saying, you got to have stamina to jump in these relationships because you're going to get pissed off. You know, but if you bend at the first wind that blows, there's no sense in you being there. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So we about to run out of time, but I have one more question, and the last question is
why it about sex?
No. God, it's why do women take advantage of men that seem humble?
Because they sorry as hell.
These bitches is grimy out here.
God damn.
These women, and I'm not the one that call women bitches, but I don't know them individually. I'm just quoting Cat Williams.
All right, Cat. Right.
All right, I'm just quoting Cat Williams. Ladies, don't get in my DM. Who you calling a bitch? I was rooting for you. No, listen. All right, these women are ruthless and they have zero ambition. Zero ambition. And no, that's what I'm talking about, babe. That's what I'm talking about.
Right in.
Love you too.
I'm gonna have to start a disclaimer for this show. Like when the guests come on, be prepared to sleep on the couch.
Women who do stuff like that are hurt. Like they're messed up. I feel like you're trying to put somebody down to make yourself feel elevated. You know, but that's like a bitch move. That's like a coward move. You know what I'm saying? Like women who do stuff like that have to be crushed inside.
Right. Because we always talk about how we want a sensitive, a strong, a good man, and then when we find one, or someone that's almost near that, we treat them like crap.
That's true.
You know,
But that's because men don't know how to. Those men don't know how to demand that respect neither. Because at no person, period, should be walking over you. Period. No woman, man, child. Period. As anybody, you get what I'm saying?
What? I ain't gonna lie though. I hate to see a guy cry. I'm sorry. I hate to see dudes. I'm sorry. I hate to see dudes that cry over small stuff.
But I think most men that end up in those situations, 9 out of 10 times in all their relationships, it's always the same type of women though.
True.
Yep.
They tend to keep going
like
for the same. Right. They always tend to go to the women that will treat them like shit all the time. They always end up in that same.
That's how
cycle.
their mama treated them, because their daddy wasn't around.
Right.
That's how their mama treated them, because their daddy wasn't around.
All right, we got about 5 more minutes to wrap it up. So basically, we usually take this time right here and we kind of let's basically say what's going on with us. Give a plug. So we'll start off with 7 p.m. What you got going on in your life?
Man, I hate going first, man. Ladies always first. So
all right, Ms. Jada, you got it.
I'm gonna make it quick. So I'm making candles though. Okay, Candles by Design. My little rose gold container, premium fragrances, very luxury fragrances. I'm also a fool and a comedian.
Facebook, right?
What you say?
If we wanted to purchase them candles, where would we purchase them?
Oh, yes, you can look at my website, okay? And you can go on my Instagram, JAYAURA007 on Instagram, or you can do JORABYDesign.com, JORABYDesign.com. I'm also a fool on YouTube, so you can click my YouTube page too, JORA.
Yeah, and I got some of them candles. Them candles are wonderful. So I'm gonna be purchasing more. Yes.
Hey, they come with snacks.
On our small business group.
Yes.
Yeah.
What about my
snacks?
I don't have no snacks. Snacks all gone.
Let's not talk about food, y'all. Let's
not talk about Mac snacks.
Let's not talk about
I don't need
food
another snack.
No, they're not talking about food, sir. They're talking about something.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. But anyway, of course, I'm the creator of Savvy Events. I have an event coming up soon. Hopefully we can have it in November. If not, it's gonna be pushed back. One of the lovely Jadas, one of my models. We're gonna be doing some big things. This show is gonna be real nice, guys. So I hope y'all come out and support. And I always gotta plug my man, Mr. Lamont Elliott. I don't know if he's watching tonight, but
he was on a little bit earlier.
He got a lot going on. He has an interview this Friday and he has an interview this Monday. So I'll put it on my Facebook page and my Instagram page. My Instagram is what is my Instagram? Oh, Savvy Events 1987. I'm on Facebook at Savonia McIntosh. I just keep it simple. So you want to know what he's doing, just check my pages out. And you can go to his page at Actor Lamont Elliott on Instagram and find out what he's doing. Also, I want to send some love out to my daughter. She's doing some big things. She's selling masks if y'all need them for what we're going through right now. She got a lot of masks going, and product.
How much? How much are those masks?
They're different prices. You can go to her page. It's called Simply Danicia. Simply Danny. And she have everything listed on there. Or I can tell you tomorrow when I come to work.
Okay. Yeah, I want a cute one that's gonna go with my all black.
That's the homie. Make sure you guys support her too.
Yes. So I want to give a shout out to my daughter. So she's doing some good things. Yeah, that's what's up.
All right, 7P, what you got?
So you can follow me at 7 p.m_music on Instagram. Logan H. James on everything else. I got a single out right now called Bad Bad. On all platforms. I will be on Netflix end of this summer called Catching the Bodies, produced by DR Period. If you guys are old school hip hop fans, you might have heard the song Annie Up from MOP a long time ago. DR Period produced that record along with a few other classic and timeless records. Right now we have a small business group that we started where we are doing some things with small businesses, helping them to get some funding. You can hit me in 7 p.m_music. We can talk more about it. But yeah, I'm also a professional brand ambassador and I do a lot. I also own Renaissance Marketing. We do advertising marketing, movie theaters, billboards. We do a lot of different things. We definitely would love to help you expand your brand. So yeah,
I gotta get with you with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds pretty good.
Nice.
For me, I'm DJ PRS1. I'll let Moan wrap it up, but I basically own Trinity Spice FM. We do a lot of Caribbean music.
Yeah,
Any Caribbean, many Caribbean people out there. We do a lot of soca, reggae, all that stuff.
Yes.
You can download the app. Download our free app. Available on iOS and Android platforms. You can also stream us live in the TuneIn app. We are now available on your Alexa devices. Just enable Trini Spice FM in your Alexa skill store. Or you can just stream us at www.trinispicefm1.com. And
Okay.
Mo, off to you.
Well, I got a new project coming out. Hopefully by the fall it'll be done. I'll have my own clothing line, as well as I will have a fall and winter catalog magazine that will be out available for everybody. I run Royal Legend. Just having a lot of fun with what I'm doing, trying to do a lot of events with Savage and me and PRS1. Got some things coming up. We also now, for Gvtv, we have our own Facebook page, Twitter account, and Instagram. Just type in Good Vibes and we'll come up. We got the coffee mug with GV on it, so you know it's us. At the same time, I want to thank everybody for tuning in each and every week. Understand that we are here for pure pleasure, having fun, and just entertaining everybody. Continue to love yourself, but love one another. Help lift each other up. Keep yourself in prayer as well as others in prayer, and do what you can to be the best that you can, because you never know who's watching you and who will be inspired by your actions. This is our GVTV, and we're out.